It was an incredibly busy week for UNI Athletics with the Doc Halverson UNI-Dome Softball Classic, a pair of Missouri Valley Conference volleyball matches, 3 home games for the men's basketball team, and this weekend there is football and more hoops taking place on the UNI campus. Here's Brad Wells with your Panther update.
The UNI men's basketball team had a nice 74-60 bounce-back win against Valparaiso over the weekend in Missouri Valley Conference action. 4 Panthers scored in double digits with Noah Carter and Trey Burhow leading the way with 17 points apiece. Freshman Nate Heisey added 15 points and Austin Fife finished with 12. Carter went 5 of 7 from the field and 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. Collectively, the Panthers shot nearly 53% from the field and 47% from 3.
I think Valpo's doing a terrific job, and so we beat a good team today. We've been okay in the last 3 weeks. We've played better. We've been more consistent. That I've mentioned it a time or two, Jerry. It's time we got to level up one more time. And today was a good start with some things defensively, but we've got room to play better, and so hopefully this can help us do that.
The Panthers are on the road at Illinois State February 26th and 27th in the final regular season series before Arch Madness. The university honored head coach Bobby Peterson on Saturday for becoming the all-time wins leader in the history of the Missouri Valley Conference. The Panthers split the series with the league-leading Missouri State Bears, dropping a heartbreaker in 5 sets on Saturday, but winning a thriller in 5 on Sunday afternoon.
I think just what's satisfying is that we got better, and we got better at a lot of things this weekend, and now it's just a matter of being able to get more consistency and in those things that we showed that we can be better in. I thought we did a nice job tonight of just focusing on our strengths rather than worrying about the things that we need to get better at, if that makes sense. So I think that's what's most satisfying with just how we competed. And even last night, it was a tough ending, but it was a battle for a lot of that match as well.
UNI's freshman setter Taylor Alden was named the Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Week. Alden had an impressive weekend for the Panthers, finishing with 17 kills, a .250 hitting percentage, 29 digs, 6 blocks, and nearly 10 assists per set in 10 total sets. The Panthers will be back in action on Sunday, February 21st, when they travel to Carbondale, Illinois, to take on Southern Illinois. Ryan Jacobs and the UNI softball program opened their season at home in the UNI-Dome, hosting the Doc Halverson UNI-Dome Classic. The Panthers went 2-2 with quality wins over Butler and Omaha. Senior shortstop Sammy Bunch earned the MVC Player of the Week honors for her performance. Bunch finished the weekend with 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 home runs, and 6 RBIs. Sammy recorded a .385 batting average with a slugging percentage over 1,000 and a .429 on-base percentage. The Panthers will be on the road for the next several weeks. Next up, a trip to Nashville, Tennessee to play a doubleheader against Lipscomb February 24th before heading further south to Birmingham, Alabama. A Cam Finley buzzer beater was the difference as the UNI women's basketball team picked up a hard-earned road win 73-72 at Bradley. With 2.4 seconds on the clock and no timeouts left, Finley found space on an inbounds pass from Carly Rucker and hit the dagger 3 over the outstretched hands of Laisha Petrie, the preseason MVC Player of the Year. Finley's buzzer beater was the final of 3 made threes for the junior on the night. She scored a career-high 25 points in the UNI victory. The Panthers return to the McLeod Center February 20th to play Loyola in the next MVC series.